One of my clients recently asked me the question, hey Scott, do you think we're relying too heavily on Google reviews? And what he was expecting was different than what he got. He caused me to really think heavily about this, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts that I shared with him. In the meantime, if you don't know who I am, my name's Scott Miller. I'm the owner of thegrowthleague.com. And I'm making these videos because I'm passionate about helping restoration business owners to get more profitable, to reduce the chaos in their business, and to build something they can sell for a lot of money someday when they decide it's time to move on. Okay, back to the question. Are we relying too heavily on Google reviews? Day in and day out, I hear clients telling me stories about how they got this job that they can't believe they got because somebody went and read their Google reviews. It happens all the time. Jobs that you would never think, commercial jobs, residential jobs, fires, major water damages that you would never think. You would think that, especially when it comes to a commercial facility, that they'd already have a relationship with somebody and not go to Google to find their restoration company. But it happens. Again, I hear stories all the time. So my first thought to that question was, no, I think it's really important to prioritize Google reviews and make them really important, but to not rely solely on them. So right off the top of my head, it makes me think that you've got to check your Google reviews, right? And you probably know what they are. Do you have less than 100? Are you in the 3-point something range? Maybe a little higher, probably not lower. I rarely see companies that are under 3, but I see a lot of 3.6, 3.7, 3.9, 4.1. What can you do to increase the quantity and the quality of your reviews? When I owned my restoration business, I didn't realize, I sold it in 2017, and at the time I didn't realize how important Google reviews are. And they probably have become more important now than they were, but they were still important then. When I sold my business, I started to focus on my auto glass business, and within the course of a couple of years, we had over 500 5-star reviews, and it really was a game changer for the business. So I want to encourage you to pay attention to it, to really focus on it. Can you incentivize your team? Can you create a script maybe for the people who are signing COSs at the end of jobs? I just had an out-of-town work event, and I went to a restaurant that I had never been to, and this server did a great job of asking for the review. He wasn't the best server I've ever had, but he did a great job of asking for the review. At the end of the meal, he came over and he said, were you happy with the food? Were you happy with the drinks? Were you happy with my service? How about the decor? Did you like the way our restaurant looks? And it was all yeses. And you know what the punchline is, right? He said, would you do me a favor? It'd be really helpful if you could leave a review for us. 5-star review on Google. What do you think? He got us all nodding. I left. I gave a review. Get your team to ask for the review. The other thing you could do is, and this isn't a video on all the nuances of building Google reviews. If you want to have a conversation about how I might be able to help you, just book a call with me, and I'd be happy to talk with you about it in more detail. But you could have a system in place where every job that closes during the course of the week, that client gets an email and a phone call asking for reviews. There's different things that you can do to help boost your numbers. Okay. My second big thought on this topic of are we relying too heavily on Google reviews is, if that's the only thing that you're doing, or if you're counting on that and maybe a pay-per-click campaign and maybe some paid leads from one of the paid lead companies in our industry. If that's all you're doing, then I think the answer is yes. I think you're relying too much on Google reviews, and you should diversify. What do I mean by diversify? I think you need some sales activity, even if it's minimal, even if it's a small amount of time per week, per day, to be working on diversifying and increasing your referral base. What does that mean? Call on agents, adjusters, plumbers, property managers, nursing homes, schools, churches, medical facilities. There's so many places that you can go to build relationships, build trust, so that when something bad happens, they think of you. So don't just rely on Google, because when Google changes their algorithm, if the light switch goes off for you and that's the only way you're getting work, then that's going to be a very sad situation, right? And you don't want to put yourself in that. So get out there, diversify. If you want to talk about sales, putting together a simple sales plan, again, book a call with me. I'd be happy to talk with you about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.